Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I am your host, Barry, and with me this week is the newest co-hostest with the mostest, Eric Smith. Hi,
Happy
buddy.
birthday.
Oh, thank you. How'd you know it was my birthday?
Well, you told me a few times. You posted a few times. And the August birthdays got to stick together. Mine's in 2 weeks, so we'll see.
Are you a Leo, or are you whatever comes next?
Leo.
Okay, cool.
I prefer Donatello.
Solidarity.
I prefer Donatello, but whatever.
I'm a Raphael.
Oh. I always like the fun, nerdy dude who's
I know,
reading comics and building computers.
I think I was just young enough to have kind of missed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at their height. Like, it's not that I don't like them in some capacity, but I don't have that nostalgia for them that a lot of people do.
Yeah, I think I was right in the midst of it. Like, so this is good. This is good for today's episode since it's your birthday. Is there any birthdays as a child that just stick out to you? Because I had a Ninja Turtle party one time, and it was at a McDonald's in Eastern Kentucky. It was actually a 2-story McDonald's. If anybody knows Hazed, Kentucky, they had a 2-story McDonald's, and you walk up the steps and had your party in there. And I had this Ninja Turtle cake, and
that's so cool.
I got one big gift, and it was nothing but Ninja Turtle figures, and they were the figures that, at that time, they put them in everything. It was Ninja Turtles Rockstar Edition. They're all rock stars. Ninja Turtles Sports. Mm-hmm. And you got Donatello's Michael Jordan, and Raphael's playing football, and then they're Ninja Turtles day jobs, and one of them's sitting at a computer typing, and one of them's mowing the grass or something. And that is one birthday that sticks out to me as a kid, is my McDonald's Ninja Turtle birthday.
I love the nerd who's like, "Mom, I want the day job Ninja Turtles.
I want the Ninja Turtle that does his taxes."
This is
Listen, he's
Ninja
cool.
Turtle. He's the CPA Ninja Turtle.
Donatello's cool. He can do his taxes and he can skateboard. I'll just give me the turtle.
Anyway, if you are new to the show, thank you so much for being here. Please consider subscribing, leaving us a rating and review. And also, check out all of our apparel and merchandise, bourbonshop.threadless.com. Patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast is also where you can become a supporter of the show. Also, youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast. We got a new video coming out this week. Be on the lookout for it. So, we normally start the show out with Flying Blind, but we're going to push it a little bit because the whole episode is pretty much going to be a blind for you. Don't be too nervous.
I mean, you know what you're doing. I can always just act like, yeah, this is pretty good. But you know what it pairs with? A fudge round. And then I can just skip past all the details and that. So. I wanted to kind of give you, and it's not necessarily a tasting sort of situation, right? In terms of giving me notes and seeing how accurate you are. I wanted to do things very similar to how I was put through my paces during Mad Madness. So, gotcha.
You're basically getting the same questions that I would have gotten during all that.
Perry Russell's Revenge.
Perry Russell's. I was losing my mind during that live stream trying to figure out who Perry Russell was, and it was one of the funniest things in the world.
Patrick messaged me beforehand. He was like, "Are you going?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm here with the kids. I'm going to be in the chat." And he's like, well, I'm changing my name. And I was like, oh, this should be good. And then when it started, I was like, there he is. And then he kept.
That's evil. That's evil. Anyway, what have you been drinking recently, Eric?
Recently, I would say Nashville Barrel Co.
Nice. Oh yeah, because you got those from Adam.
Yeah, Adam was there. I guess he got to enjoy like a little tour of the gift shop and everything, and he put it up there. And me, just being thirsty like I am, I messaged him and was like, "Hey, like if you don't mind, I'll Venmo you and help me out a little bit." And so he got those to me, and I love what those guys are doing because they're so good at picking barrels. Like they're picking MGP barrels. They're doing their single barrel program. They're starting to batch or a small batch stuff, and their rye and now bourbons are some of the best like 7 to 8 year old MGP ryes I've had. Like I love them. So I've been.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah, I have a couple of those, and then I recently got some newer ones from Adam. So that's what I'd say I've been drinking. I did pick up I was at the airport at Lexington, and they have Cork and Barrel has a little store there if you want to buy stuff. So I grabbed an Old Scout pick of theirs to bring on the trip since I am
nice
here in Tampa. So
I might have to pour a little bit of an Old Scout here in a minute.
It's pretty good.
I do like Old Scout.
I can't take it back with me is the problem. So I'm going to have to finish it on this trip. So it'll have to.
It's going to be a long weekend for you.
Sorry, April.
What you could do is just take it to the tasting or the event tomorrow night with you.
I thought about that. I thought I would just leave it there for all the people at the at Hots Meat Market there. Let them enjoy it.
Just say it was your pick. Just completely lie to them, and
I picked this myself. Everything about it. I wrote the number on the back. It says bottled by Diane. That's actually not true. It was bottled by Eric.
Diane's my stage name. So Lucy and I went out for my birthday last night, and as we typically do, wound up at OBC. And Iverson cracked the Blue Run 14-year 113 proof. It was really good.
I've been curious about that one. I love the bottle and everything. It looks so nice, but
yeah, the thing that's keeping me from picking it up is how expensive it is.
Yeah,
and I get that it is another. It's another one of those sourced products that's being blended by somebody who's well known in the industry. It's a Jim Rutledge product, and it's just I get it. I understand that there's some clout behind it, but $150 is still a lot, especially if you don't know where the product itself came from.
It's so much. It's, if you're kind of like me, I got like a little budget set aside of each, month or paycheck. And it's like that question is like, do you want to grab one thing with that chunk of change, or do you want to spread it out, buy a few things? And, you just got to pick. You got to, whatever you're wanting.
I will say too, I put it up against Russell's 13 while we were there. And I'm not ready to make this declaration all the way because I need a little bit more time with it and I need a little bit more research. But we got some stiff competition.
Oh boy,
going on at the moment. So
we need to send us some samples of that. We'll put it to the test.
Yeah, I might have to actually reach out to Blue Run and see if we can get some stuff sent our way. But we're supposed to be getting the new Old Fitz bottle and bond sample in sometime today as well.
Is it the 11 year?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the email that I had a package arriving today from Heaven Hill, and I was like, "Well, it's a good thing that I found that out now, as opposed to when I wasn't here, and then I missed the delivery." So
I really think those old fits are better at the younger age than they. I personally have some of the older ones, and I've tried the younger ones, and I really like the 8. They had the 8 and then the 11. I think they've had 11 before, and I like the younger ones just as much as the older ones.
the one that came out this spring, which I think was 9 years old, I thought was spectacular. I think the first 9-year-old that they put out was not as good as this one is. So I'll have to kind of come back around and figure all that out eventually. But that's not what we're here to talk about today.
No.
Today, you, sir, are going to be challenged. And it's not even thing. It's just because I want to see how this might go for you. I'm not really keeping score. But I want to give you this opportunity to show your work and show what you might be able to do. So,
oh boy. All right.
we're like I said, we're going to do things very similarly to how they were done with Matt Madness. However, the tasting and the nosing rounds are going to be back to back.
Okay.
Right? Because you only have 2 glasses. And also because I just find that to be a little bit more efficient. So
you're the boss. You're the Perry Russell right now.
Okay. Daddy let me out of the basement.
Give me my own bottle, Daddy.
The weirdest new character on the show, Perry Russel.
I mean,
how many weeks in a row can we bring him
love
up?
it.
That's my real question.
I think until people tell us to shut up, I guess.
He's got legs. So oh my goodness gracious. All right. Eric, go ahead and pour sample A.
Okay, pouring A. Well, these did survive the plane.
Thank God, or we would have nothing to talk about this week.
And listen, before we get started, like, of course, okay, there was one that's got a faulty lid on it. I've got half of it. It's the only one that it leaked. I put them in a plastic bag, a little Ziploc bag, and it leaked.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I got plenty to do it. But why every time something like this happens on like a podcast or like a YouTube video, why is it always D? Why is it always D? Literally, look, half full on the screen there, D. Like,
jeez.
Why is it the D? Like, you've got a faulty D, or like, why is your D so bad? Or
D don't work.
Your D doesn't work. Like,
you got a short D.
This is a short D. Like, it had to be D. Like, I mean, you can't always. There's always something wrong with somebody's D when it comes to this stuff. And
all right, so is sample A poured?
Sample A is poured.
All right. So, based on the nose, what do you think the proof is?
Based on the nose, this smells really good. This smells really sweet. Do I got like a range I need to get to, like between just a shot at it, I guess?
Yeah.
I would say just on the nose, I would say probably around 94, like a 94 proof. I'll write this down. Take some notes.
Here, I'll take them in my phone, so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, you can as well if you want. But all right, so locked in at 94.
Yeah, I think it's in the 90s, but I don't feel like it's right at 90. Somewhere around like 94 proof.
All right. This one, I'm actually going to give you 30 seconds on.
Okay.
Based on the palate, is this product from Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, or Wild Turkey? You have 30 seconds starting now.
Are you going to sing or anything during this thing?
No, I'm just going to talk through it because I like being on the opposite end of this, and I kind of see why Matt wanted to do this to everybody because this is kind of fun. Like I'm genuinely enjoying this.
This is your revenge. I guess I didn't.
9 seconds.
Okay. I think that's Buffalo Trace. From Buffalo Trace, I mean. Yes. Final answer.
All right. And now I'm going to ask you, what product do you think this is? What label or expression do you think this is?
Well, after I taste it, it tastes cool, a little higher proof than 94, but not a whole lot. It almost reminds me of E.H. Taylor. If I'm thinking Buffalo Trace, a little bit higher proof. It's kind of got the cherry. It's a little sweeter. It reminds me of E.H. Taylor. I feel like now it's maybe a more of 100 proof.
Okay. So do you want to lock in either?
Yeah, and then but
you want to
when you start saying that stuff, it starts making me second guess myself. I can see why you guys are under so much pressure during this thing.
Do you want to
just watching? And I was like, ugh.
Do you want to lock in small batch or single barrel?
Oh, are you kidding?
Small I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that if you want.
God. Small batch. It's a single barrel from 2016. It was actually not in a tube. The tube was smashed at the store, and they just gave me a discount for it.
Yeah, it's actually now in just a water pitcher.
I just got it. Oh gosh.
It's in a leather sack that I strap to my horse every time I go out west, and I take one sip of it to remember the times gone past. Anyway,
listen, if people came around my house and they didn't understand I like bourbon so much, they would probably question the amount of stuff my kids do with like tubes and like boxes and stuff, because there's lots of toys that look like they came from a distillery box or something, or a tube.
All right, sample B.
Okay.
How you feeling so far?
Good. I like this. This is fun.
Good.
I don't know how, maybe I'm playing for that participation trophy where it's just like, I had fun. I didn't win anything.
I showed up.
I drank them all. Didn't get anything right, but you know what? It was fun.
Can we have the orange slices now, please?
Can I have my gummies?
All right.
Based on the nose of sample B, what do you think is the secondary grain in this bourbon?
Smells really good. I don't know if it's a wheater though. Oh. I feel like it's rye.
Okay.
It's got more of a rye.
All right, so you're locking in rye as the secondary
grain.
We're
going to lock in rye, yes.
All right. With 30 seconds on the clock, is this finished or is it not? 30 seconds starting now.
Okay.
This is one of those. This product in particular, and by the way, I am pouring this Old Scout. This is not what it is. So
you're like, you idiot! It's right here. You better get this Old Scout. It's a source bourbon, and it's not finished. But this is good.
All right, finished or not?
Yes. Okay. There's something actually on the finish that makes me think that there's some kind of secondary thing going on. I could be completely wrong, but I'm going with my gut. I'm saying finished.
All right. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you think this product is.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Starting. I hit the timer already.
All right.
Does this make for a good podcast? I'm worried that it doesn't.
Well, I guess it depends on if people want to hear me fail. If they do, you got to hit her. Oh, man. I don't know exactly what that is. Can I just say it's... I'm going to say it's a High West. I don't know what you have that like their rye would be finished in. But I guess secondary grain is right. I don't know. I'm going to say it's a High West. I honestly don't know what the exact expression would be.
That's fair. So I just wrote down High West bourbon for you.
Okay, that'll work.
So cool. Sample C. Eric.
C. Pouring. Sample C. All right, sample C is poured.
All right. Base on the nose of sample C. What distillery did this come from? Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, or Jim Beam?
I am going to go with Jim Beam. Yes, Jim Beam.
Okay.
I'm getting. It kind of smells like a rye, but it's also got a little bit of nuttiness. It doesn't smell as sweet as Buffalo Trace.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of base most of my Heaven Hill nose off of like the Heaven Hill Green Label or Elijah Craig, and it just doesn't remind me of that. So I'm gonna go Beam.
Oh, that Old Scout is so good. Oh my gosh.
I love those like, what year? Is yours a 5-year?
I think so.
They're really good.
5 years, and it's 109.6 proof.
Right. Yeah.
And this is from our buddies, the Blind Rabbits out of North Carolina.
Nice.
So
those are really good. I love those.
It's like this has like if they had a, okay, you know what it is? It's if you ate Frosted Flakes with strawberry milk.
Oh, I get that. That sounds really good.
It's delicious. I'll have to save you some for when you get back. All right. Based on the palate of sample C, with 30 seconds on the clock, what is the proof of this whiskey? 30 seconds are going. Time's ticking. No pressure. Don't think about it too hard.
Don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it at all. Just say what first thing that comes to your mouth.
15 seconds.
I don't think that's... Oh my goodness! Now I'm backtracking because I don't know if this is MB.
$92 proof. Okay. And with another 30 seconds on, what is this product? What is the label for this product? Eric Smith, WhiskeyMutant.
Just all my credentials.
LLC, DMD. Apparently, you're a limited liability corporation. Apparently,
I'm a corporation.
Why was
corporate.
LLC?
Just put NWO behind my name.
WHO.
NWO for life.
There we go.
I guess being the first time, I feel like this is a larceny now. Maybe it was a Heaven Hill product after all, but it was Weeder and 92 proof larceny bourbon.
Okay. We'll see.
I hate that. I don't see how you guys did that, because the episodes I watched, like when y'all would guess and you would, be like, all right. And then he would say something like that. Like, that's the worst feeling ever.
All right. Sample D, the last of the samples. It's a bit of a quicker episode. That's okay. It's my birthday.
Oh, you got stuff to do.
I got stuff to do. This was mostly a formality.
Patreon got a pretty fun pregame chats too.
They did. Yeah. So if you check that out, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast, little as $5 a month, gets you some bonus content. Now, I know that you got a little bit less of a sample here.
Okay.
So be mindful of your tasting portion of this.
Gotcha. I got enough. I think I got enough for a little one go through and then a little bit of another. So yeah.
All right. On the nose of sample D, I want you to tell me straight up, what distillery is this from? I will give you 30 seconds on the clock, starting now.
All right. Let's see. No pressure.
Not even giving you the options this time around. You got to come with it yourself.
This is when you don't study for a test and you're like, it's going to be multiple choice, and it's like nothing but an essay question. You're like, I'm screwed. I'm done. I'm taking 7th grade over again.
Again.
Twice.
All right.
On the nose only. And you said distillery?
Distillery.
I'm going with Wild Turkey.
Okay.
And that's like when you turn in your test to the teacher and they're like, okay.
There was a back for that, right?
Oh. It smells really good, though.
Eric, based on the palate, with 30 seconds on the clock, is this product finished or not?
Okay.
30 seconds, go. Sorry for the 10 seconds of silence there, everybody. I didn't want to cut any time out, so it didn't seem like he was cheating.
I think it is.
6 seconds. You think it is finished?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to say, I feel like I know what this is, but it's probably completely wrong, but we'll see.
Okay.
With 30 more seconds on the clock, this is your last round. Tell me, what do you think this expression / label / product is?
Okay.
30 seconds. Going now. Okay.
You'll have to help me out. What is maybe it's cheating. What are the Master's Keep that are finished?
Technically, the only one that's finished is the Revival, which is the one that was finished in Oloroso casks.
Because, okay, I've never had that, but I feel like it tastes so much like a Wild Turkey product, but there's something a little different about it.
Mm-hmm.
And my mind is saying, since you're asking if it's finished or not, like I'm thinking of a Wild Turkey that's finished. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like a Wild Turkey product that's finished. It's got just a little bit of different something going on with it.
Right.
So I'm going to say that. I don't even know if you have it. I need to look at your...
Who's to say? Who's to say, man? Who's to say?
So, there we go. That's what I'm going with.
Overall, how do you feel about your tastings there?
I'm confident in myself, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And in the end, none of it really matters. So let's go through your results, shall we?
I love Lincoln Park. I'm sorry.
All right. On sample A, I asked you, based on the nose, what was the proof? You said 94. On the palate, I asked you, what's the distillery? And you said Buffalo Trace.
It's so hard waiting. You guys, I shout out to all you guys who did Matt Madness. This is stressful.
Not easy, man.
This is stressful. Like, it was entertaining as hell, but this is stressful when you're on the other end.
I know.
And if you could see Perry's face right now, he is loving this.
I'm having the time of my life. This is a great birthday
to Perry.
This is a great birthday present. That's what I was going to say. And the product you said was E.H. Taylor Small Batch. I regret to inform you that one out of those three answers was incorrect.
Oh, 1 out of 3? Okay, I'll take that.
The proof was 95.
Oh.
The distillery was Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
But the product was Benchmark Single Barrel.
Oh, my word. That's good.
I know.
I've had the foolproof Benchmark, and it's pretty good. 125 proof for what it is, but that
I'm telling you, the new Benchmark line from BT is spectacular.
Is it in Kentucky yet?
Parts of it are. I know that Chad and Swan have seen some of those products at Total Wine, but not everything is here yet, from what I understand. That being said, I'm ready for it. Dadgummit, I said that being said.
With that being said, who said that we should put a T-shirt of that?
I can't remember. I'll have to look. I say it a lot. I say it a whole lot, and I'll catch myself every now and then, and I'll go, "You gotta stop, bro. Like, back off a little bit." But anyway, Eric.
Oh boy.
Eric. Sample B. On the nose, I asked you, what is the secondary grain? And you said rye. On the palate, I asked you, is this product finished or not? You said, yes, it was indeed finished. When I asked you what the product was, you said, with some hesitation and reservation, that it was a finished High West bourbon product. When in reality, this was Rebel Yell 100.
Oh my goodness. Secondary grain was wheat. It wasn't finished and it was not a high west.
This is the product that I think completely destroys people in blinds because it doesn't read like a wheater. It doesn't read like 100 proof either.
Nope.
And it's got a funkiness to it that makes you think something else is going on. So
I've went through multiple bottles of Rebel Yell or Rebel 100, and yeah, like I never it's in its own league. It's true.
It absolutely is. Yeah. So that's okay. I was expecting
with the Rebel Yell.
I was expecting something to come out of that, and that was about par for the course.
There we go. All right.
Sample C. On the nose, I asked you, what distillery? You said Jim Beam out of a multiple choice set of options. On the palate, I asked you what the proof was. You said 92. And then you said that the bottle itself was larceny.
Well, now I don't feel like you're going to have two wheaters in the same thing, so now I'm not feeling any better about this.
All I'm saying is you should have gone with your initial instinct. Because this is Old Granddad bottled and bond.
Oh, is that an older bottle?
It's dusty. It's from like 90. It's from like 99.
That nose did.
So
yes.
I threw you a curveball with this one. I will admit.
What's the proof on it?
Well, it's bonded. So.
It's the bonded. Okay, so 100 proof. Sorry. I was still raging in my mind that I picked larceny as. Oh
man. Maybe we should look at the other candidates at this point.
Come on, give me one more chance, man.
Guy doesn't even know that bonded means it's 100 proof.
I know it means 100. I did not hear. I heard old granddad.
Just kidding.
Listen, these competitions make you act crazy. Like,
yeah, they do.
My armpits are sweating right now. My mind is playing tricks on me.
I'm sad. I'm hungry.
I'm sad.
I need a hug from my mom.
It's Perry's birthday. It's not mine. I'm jealous. You know how people get jealous when it's their birthday. He's getting stuff and I'm not. I mean,
we're gonna celebrate on your birthday. Don't worry about that.
Do you know something? I don't know.
I mean, only on my end. Whatever.
I'm like, is there? I don't know. I feel like
no.
You're like, there's something big planned for your birthday.
We've got this big cake.
It's nothing but snack cakes all molded into one.
It's just really gross. You would think that maybe together the sum of its parts would make it something really good, but it's just a big sloppy mess of grossness. Anyway.
All right.
Last sample. Last round. Sample D. I asked you on the nose with no multiple choice options. What do you think the distillery is? And you said Wild Turkey. And then asked you on the palate, is it finished or not? You said it was.
I did.
And you came to the conclusion that this was Master's Keep Revival.
That's what I said. I poured some more of this old granddad, and this is really good, by the way.
It's so good. I know. I poured some of it.
A little bit. Now it's all that dustiness and the funky. It's all there.
I saved a little, or I poured a little bit for myself as well, because I regret to inform you that you were so close, yet so far away. WB Sound. So it was in fact the Wild Turkey product, but it was not finished, and therefore not Master's Keep Revival. However,
that bottle is so good.
It
I
is.
bought it. They had some. They got some in at Ernie's the other day, and I already had half of one drink, and
Nice.
I went ahead and grabbed another one. I love those things.
I do too. I'm hoping to be able to pick up another one before too long. I'm worried that we're not going to see any more of it, but we'll find out. All in all, I think you did pretty well. I know that you had a couple of missteps, but
That
you got some.
B got me. I didn't get anything
B is
in
tough.
that round.
That Rebel 100 is a tough one to get. And I gave you that one to really test you, to really put you through your paces.
And
you failed.
You failed. You idiot.
No, I did like doing this, though.
Fatality.
I did like doing this, though. I think that
this was fun.
This I think is more fun in blind tastings than comparing tasting notes.
It is.
And I think it's more educational as well.
Yeah, it's not like you were just like, all right, same thing over and over. It's how much, what's the proof? Where is it from? No, like add and finish, add in the secondary grain or the state or it's fun. And it's the look on your face, like the enjoyment you had just tormenting me.
I started to feel like I was embodying Matt Porter a little bit, and like knowing how tough this is, and then flipping it around and giving the same crap to somebody else. It's a little cathartic. So,
oh no, this was fun. And like I said before, all you guys that competed, like, this is rough. Like, you second guess yourself, and
you do.
You're thinking about everything, and then when the host says something in the slightest different way, like, you immediately think you failed. So,
I honestly felt bad after the end of round 2, after sample B, because I was like, oh no, maybe I did do something.
No.
Oh no, maybe I did do something wrong.
Oh no,
I gotta call my mom.
Hey, I got a few right. I got a few points after that, maybe 2.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just glad I came out with some points. It would have probably been very entertaining, but it would have looked really bad if I didn't get at least something.
I was impressed that right off the bat, though, 94 proof. I mean, you were so dang close to what that proof actually was with the benchmark single barrel.
I thought it was what? Well, I was thinking Buffalo Tracing, but I know that's 90, but I don't know, like something that I was like, it's just slightly above 90, and I was like, I don't know, maybe Perry's got a crazy single barrel or something.
Experimental or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. This is an Elijah Craig that was distilled at Buffalo Trace.
Something just nobody would ever get.
Yeah, exactly.
Bottle, everyone's like that. It's like, this is impossible, but no, this is fun.
Sweet. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up with some tips and bits if you
tips and bits.
If you would like.
Yeah.
Anything to recommend this?
I do. Well, since I'm currently in Florida, I'm a big Disney nerd. Like me and Perry is too, I know.
Oh yeah.
I love Disney. I may actually head up to Disney Springs tonight just for dinner, me and April.
Good for you. Sounds awesome.
But anyway, so anybody has Disney Plus and you are a Disney nerd, I recommend this. It's kind of like a behind the scenes, like how does it work type show. It's called Behind the Attraction. And
I've not watched that yet.
Yeah, it's like 6 episodes. Let me pull it up here. It's about like 6 of their most famous rides. It talks about how they were made from the beginning to the end, and the one of my favorite episodes is Star Tours. They talk about how Star Tours was made.
I want to go so bad.
All the changes it went through, like Space Mountain. I was trying to say Space Mountain. Couldn't think of Space Mountain. But anyway, it's a show. Top rides, how they started to current, and you find out so many cool things behind the scenes about each of these rides. So it's entertaining, and if you love Disney and Disney parks and all that, like I think you'll love that.
Sweet. I've got to check that out for sure. We started this week, and there's only been 4 episodes so far. I think there's going to be a 5th one coming up soon. But White Lotus on HBO. It's Steve Zahn, who is incredible, Connie Britton, Alexandra Daddario, who's awesome as well. And it all takes place at a Hawaiian resort.
Oh.
And it starts out a little bumpy, starts out a little rough, but it gets progressively funnier and progressively better, and is just so much fun and so goofy, and the characters feel just very, very unique. It's a very unique sense of writing. It was created by Mike White, who was the co-writer, I think co-director as well, of School of Rock with Jack Black. So
I love that.
It's a great movie. Speaking of movies, I also watched Suicide Squad, the new Suicide Squad.
I'm halfway through. I watched half of it on my flight over.
Well, we'll have to reconvene when you're finished with it. But
so far,
it's bonkers.
It is so far. I mean, I'm like 45 minutes in, and it's out of control.
It is 100%. And it only gets crazier. So check that out. Anyway, that does it for this week's episode. Thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Eric, where can people find you on social media?
WhiskeyMutant on Instagram. I have a personal page on Facebook and all that, Eric Smith, but mainly at WhiskeyMutant on Instagram, pairing stuff, watching anime, all that jazz.
Yeah, that's also where we do Prepare Your Pour. Every so often on a Thursday.
Once a month on a Thursday?
Once a month-ish, if we're lucky. If you want to follow me, I am at PureRitter1492 on social media. The show itself is at My Bourbon Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever podcatcher app you use. Let's see if we have any new... I don't know if we have any new reviews.
I thought you would have some after that last episode. Like, who is this guy?
Please bring back Swan.
Where's Swan?
I would love to see petition.org for Bring Back Swan.
Bring back Swan.com.
Well, we've got a new rating, but no new review. So maybe that'll pop up in the next few days. But that being said, thank you to everybody who has done that. Let's see what else. You can find all of our apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. Send questions or comments to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. Check out all of our YouTube content at youtube.com/thisismybourbonpodcast. By the way, all the links for this stuff are in the description of the episode below. So if you get tired of hearing me say it, and you don't want to have to go search the internet, just scroll down a little bit. It's right there.
Just down there a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a bit outside. Anyway. Also, you can support the show at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. For as little as $5 a month, you get bonus content like the pregame chats, like the early access. That's not the way I wanted to say that, but like early access to YouTube videos. And we got a couple new patrons that popped up over the past week or so. Jason Blankard, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry, but Jason, thank you so much for joining. And Scott Pigsley, thank you all so much. Appreciate
I see him on the
guys.
YouTube chats here and there.
Scott's all over the place, man.
You guys are the best. Thank you all so much for supporting on Patreon. You guys keep the show going in a large capacity. And the great thing about Patreon, too, is they are going to have first crack at our next barrel pick, which is going to be happening here in the next few weeks. It's Wilderness Trail.
Oh, my gosh. I love Wilderness Trail. You saw my basement.
I did see your basement. And it's a sight to behold.
There's lots of Wilderness Trail down there.
Yeah, I felt like I could have like Scrooge McDucked my way into that collection, except I would have Peter Griffined my body over top of it.
You were at a point to where you definitely could have done a dive right into a bunch of bottles.
Yeah, but not on purpose.
No.
But not on purpose.
No.
So, anyway, that does it for this week's episode. Thank you all again for listening. We'll see you next week, but until then, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric. Happy birthday, Perry.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And this is my Bourbon Podcast.